What's going on, Leets and Geeks? We're back in the hizzy once again, doing part 2 of our Gamma World 3rd edition online gameplay one-shot. Just part 2 of probably about 3 or 4. Oh, 3 or 4. Okay, you guys don't know nothing about that. Let me see if I can find the clip. Hold up.
How many lumps do you want?
Oh, 3 or 4.
Yeah, that's old school. Old school right there. What y'all know about that, right? Right. But we're getting back into Gamma World, so we're taking a break from our Top Secret series, which we just started not too long ago. And we're moving right along with our characters, Miribaldo Kentac, Poro, the reindeer, Zeelan, and Oakie. So we're gonna have 1 hour's worth of that content. Now, I did look at the poll. For those of you who went over to the community tab and voted in the poll, in terms of how long and how frequent you guys wanted to see these online gameplay sessions. And it was close. Now, here's the thing. Since it was so close with these shorter videos, I'm still going to have that poll open, so you could still go over there and vote. And if things change in between now and then, we might change things up a bit. So we'll see. Now, the first part of this is only 2 hours because we had mad technical difficulties in the first one. Like for the first 2 hours, it's supposed to be a 4-hour session. First 2 hours, it was mad difficulty and we recorded nothing. So that's why you're only getting like 2 hours within this first 2 months here. Because it was crazy. A lot of things was going wrong and I was just like, oh man, great. Well, you know, it is what it is. You know, life is rough, pray hard. But we still got an hour's worth this week, and in a little bit over a week, we're going to be recording the next session, which should wrap up the whole one shot and what we want to do here. Now, this might be your first time coming to the channel. You're wondering what's going on. Well, first, let me welcome you, because this, folks, what you have stumbled upon here, the place that you have landed is RPG Elite. This is where we put the RP back into RPG. And we do this by giving you tools, tips, tutorials, and real talk, real commentary, really going in the direction or coming from a viewpoint that nobody is talking about or nobody is coming from. I like to go to that place because ain't nobody thinking about that. But we do that right here. Now, if you haven't watched the first part of this, it's going to be down in the link of the description below where you can click on that. You also can go down there and it's going to be a playlist of all of the videos that I have recorded for the whole and complete Gamma World series from 1st to 4th edition. Now, maybe through watching these videos, you get an itch, and the itch is to play a little Gamma World. Okay, down in the link in the description below, actually links in the description below, there will be a place for you to go at DriveThruRPG to go and pick up any edition. Now, since we're doing 3rd edition in this one, that's going to be the highlight one, but I will also have links for 1st, 2nd, and 4th edition, since those were the other ones that we covered as well when we went through the entire series. So we're almost there. And before we get into our video, I want to share something with you guys just to let you know why I do these videos. You know, these Gamma World videos, or just in general the classic videos, they don't get bang up views, right? And I understand why they don't get bang up views. Trust me on this. I already knew that going in. However, I have an agenda. I've said this so many times. This is a long game and it's a slow simmer. And things like this is what encourage me. I was over at Reddit, and because I have a page over there and I'm a part of a couple subreddits. And one of the subreddits I'm a part of is a Gamma World subreddit. And I was over there and I was just browsing around, because sometimes I do that, browse around, see what's up. And this is what I came across. Check this out. This is from, I think they're called the Lovely Inn. This is what they said. Help! I'm watching RPG Elite, who has gone through the first 4 editions of the game, and I want to play with an exclamation mark. I think I would like to try 3rd edition based on what I saw with the action table and the fixed damage and multiples for the damage. I've always been a big fan of the post-apocalyptic sci-fi setting. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. There was another comment, and I'll have to do that in the top secret video, but there was another comment that said, I had no idea that this game existed. See, I know what I'm doing because that is part of the agenda right there. Getting people excited about these classic games and wanting to go and play them. And also making people aware that they exist. Because most people want to throw out the old, right? You know the old saying, out with the old, in with the new. Well, sometimes that ain't the greatest thing because the old is better than the new in many, many, many cases. And there are some great classic games out there that you can still play. Okay, had a weird thing going. I was doing my hands and stuff and jacked up my whole camera and stuff. Let's get straight into the video right now, folks. Gamma World 3rd edition. It is the online gameplay session for How Odd Our Home. And I'm going to see you on the other side with the question of the vid, which comes from within this video. So you're going to have to know what I'm talking about at the end, if you make it that far. See you then.
It pours and pours. It's been quite a while since we've had such a downpour such as this.
I'm puffing up.
But 3 hours or a little bit less, it finally ends. There is still an overcast skies. The area is now drenched, of course, but you're none the worse for wear. As all of you have found shelter, you continue on after making sure that the last rainfall has surely fallen. It's early evening. You guys travel for some hours after the storm. And there is a wide clearing ahead. So you move on across. The soft ground below your feet is all muddy and squishes as you push on across. The travel is steady. Keeping your eyes peeled, you see no imminent signs of danger. You're about halfway across the clearing, and you feel the ground give. Your feet sinking into the soil like it's turned to mush. You all just kind of take your feet, lift them up high to get out of it, and you're not sure if this is just your imagination and what's going on. And then you catch out of the corner of your eye, part of the earth disappears. And within moments, you see it begin to collapse all around you.
Do you want any player reactions? Or you want us to hold up?
You see the earth falling around you, and you begin to run. Each one of you, you have to make a dexterity check. The difficulty is 1. You have fair difficulty on this.
And with my nimbleness, how does that work?
I'm guessing that was Zeelan, right?
Yeah, I don't know why it's rolling as Haven.
I think you have token selected.
You got the token? Oakie makes it.
Do I have any bonuses from my nimbleness, or?
What does your nimbleness say?
It add movement for short sprints. Okay,
let's just add to the movement for this as well. So we're gonna give you a +1 column shift for this.
Okay.
Not sure.
So
I got the same thing as well.
So whatever you would roll on for your dexterity, add a column shift to it.
So it would just be from 18 to 19 then?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. For me, under my talents, I have dodging, but if I click on it, I get nimbleness.
Yeah, sorry about that. I told you I was doing it. I was still recovering. But actually dodging is for combat alone. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Everybody's rolling well today.
Oh, I haven't rolled yet.
Yeah.
There is time.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Survival instincts is strong in this one.
Okay. Everybody runs. And behind you, you can see the earth fall away. And you get to where it stops and look behind you to see what exactly was going on. And you see this.
Hey, it looks like the Earth just opened up and tried to eat us.
Miribaldo will look down the pit. Cautiously approach the edge and just look down to see what's down there.
Oakie sees Miribaldo heading towards the edge and tries to reach out and grab him by the waist if he can.
I wouldn't do that. I'm going to try to listen and see if I can hear anything moving down the hole where I am.
Nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and get everybody's action. So, Oakie, you're going to try to stop Miribaldo, but Zeelan, you're going to go and try to listen down there. And Poro?
I'm gonna look around outside of there and see if anything else was around, or yeah, if something might have caused that.
All right, let's go ahead first with the simple one. Miribaldo, you try to go towards the edge, and you see that Oakie is putting himself, trying to grab you around your waist there.
Is he going to pull me back, or is he just going to give me safety? That sort of thing.
Oakie reaches up, he waves his branches, grabs at you, and reaches up into his crown with another branch and pulls out some rope and thrusts it into your face almost forcibly.
Wait, you have rope?
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Well, stop the madness. He has rope. I did not catch that. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Some players take rope, some players take trombones. You know?
How? All right. Hold on. How's Oakie supposed to make a swing without rope?
Oh, that's true.
Fair point.
That's true.
Once a better alternative for security is presented by the whopping tree, Miribaldo will take his time to just tie himself up with the rope and tie himself to the
Oakie?
Another end.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, Zeelan.
And then after that he'll going to be approaching, but I will Zeelan better first.
Oakie roots in too, by the way.
Gotcha. Okay. Good deal. Now, Zeelan, you turn your head slightly at an angle just to begin to hone in. Focus. Go ahead and make a listening. Okay, well, then there's that. Now, as you concentrate to try to listen,
He just closes his eyes and listens. And tries to push out the sound of Oakie slowly creaking and all the rest of them breathing far, far too heavily.
You concentrate and just look, just cock your head to the side, and all the rest of you see Zeelan just kind of cocking its head almost to a parallel to the hole. as he listens. You can feel the cool air waft up from the bottom a bit. But in terms of actually hearing anything down there, you don't hear anything. You see the blackness, but don't hear anything.
It's either very deep or there's nothing down there.
Poro, you're looking around, I'm assuming up top here to see what's going on. Go ahead, make yourself an intelligence check for me.
Okay. I'm also listening as well, of course, with my heightened hearing.
Hold on. Which one are you doing? If you do intelligence, then it's intelligence. If you do heightened hearing, then it's heightened hearing.
I'm gonna do heightened hearing.
Okay, so you're really gonna listen for more things to see if there's something. Gotcha.
Yeah, something up top, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a heightened hearing mutation roll.
Okay.
You listen, the birds and other ambient sounds of the forest getting into your head and actually distracting you a bit, which is odd because they normally are such a comfort to you, but with everything that has just happened, they distract you. You don't actually hear anything except those very same sounds that you heard when you came out of the forest.
Okay.
Miribaldo, you've tied yourself around the rope and now are snug with Oakie as your security.
Yeah.
Now you're just looking down the hole? Is that correct?
At first, yes.
And then what else did you do? Were you just looking down, or were you trying to do something else? What exactly were you trying to do?
I'll look down, see what's down there, and based on that, I'll make a decision for further actions.
Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me. Oh, an orange result. Man, you guys are rolling crazy today. And you're looking down into this hole, and it's just black down there. You can feel the coolness also. The only thing that you can make out for sure is that it goes down, it looks like several feet. Maybe the only thing you can try to make out, and it looks like there's maybe a silhouette of what looks like a pile down there. You're not quite sure. It's so dark, and you can estimate it could be anywhere from 35 to 65 feet. You're not sure.
How long is our rope?
The rope is 50 feet.
No. Well, I have a torch. I have 6 of them.
Okay.
I'm going to light one and drop it down.
Please don't waste resources.
My resources, so I will do them what I want.
Okay. We're going to assume you've got a tinderbox.
I hope so.
Hold on a second. Okay, there we go.
This is why I'm sent to do the scouting most of the time and not you guys.
All right, so you want to light that and then
Drop it down.
Just
so
drop
see
it.
what's beyond the darkness, essentially.
all right. So
Oakie starts shaking nervously as he sees him try to strike a fire, but he tries to hold his resolve.
all right, you take one of your torches to try to light it, and it takes you about 10 minutes because it's a little difficult, but you finally do light it and then drop it down into this hole. And as you watch it, and even you, Zeelan, you can see this as you're watching this torch go down, down, and down. You can see the light as it illuminates, and it flickers a little bit because of the air. But then before it goes out, you see it hit. And there is a small mound of dirt where it hits. And you can probably estimate it's probably 40, 50, 55 feet, somewhere in there.
Is there anything like glistening in there?
No, the torch is out.
Not to dig out.
Yeah, as soon as it hit the bottom, it went out.
We should go before something tries to kill us.
I agree with that.
But what if there is something good down there? Something made this hole.
I've never known anything to make a hole and to be a good thing.
I walk over near Poro and then motion to Oakie and go, let's go.
Do you guys continue onward or stick around the sinkhole?
Can I take a peek down before we leave?
Sure. Sure, you basically, now that the torch is out, you see this hole has gone down.
Does it help with my ultravision or my nocturnal eyes? My radiating eyes, I guess? Or nocturnal?
Might be something. Let's,
Yeah, because I see normally at night using ultraviolet light. With my ultravision.
Were you going to try to use your ultravision to see down there?
I think so, yeah.
All right, let me see. So that lets you see different spectrums of light. Is that correct?
Oakie starts waving some branches at everybody if he can get their attention.
It allows me to see any form of energy, and I can see normally at night using ultraviolet light.
All right.
All right, time to see it. My ultravision.
So you look down and you basically take your arms and your hands to cup them over your eyes so that the sunlight is not bothering you and distracting you while you're trying to look down there. And as you're peering down into the darkness, you can begin to see things take shape. And you see that there is a small mound of dirt down there. A small mound, which is odd, because this hole is huge. And there should be much, much more.
I'd like to take this moment to mention I'm standing away from the hole at this point. Just wanted to remind that.
And also, as you're looking down at this mound of dirt that's down there, and as you know, there should be a little bit more than that, and you can kind of see where some of the dirt has spread out a little bit, but it just seems like there should be more.
Okay.
And it's only about, it's probably, you can estimate it's probably between 40, 45 feet drop.
Okay. I'm gonna back away. Say, I don't know. Me hair standing on the back of me haunch. This is not good. Let's just move on. I don't like it. There's a bunch of missing dirt, and I just think it's a bad idea.
What if we could use it to defend New Haven from attack from supremacists or whatever will come our way?
I don't think a dirt-eating monster is gonna help us at all.
You think it is a monster, not the artifact of any kind? If it were a monster, we would have been. It would try to eat us again by now. No?
That's not true at all.
Hey, maybe it needs a little time to digest all the dirt.
Or reset the trap.
Hi.
If there is a trap, we can look at it and disarm it. Place it somewhere else and arm it for ourselves.
You cannot disarm a monster of its own trap.
I would have seen if it was a trap. No, just give way. I think we best make in haste out of here. As you see me walk over and start eating some grass.
Now, question to Oakie. Is Oakie just standing there, or is
No,
he trying
Oakie is
to
actually
move
making
away?
some noise right now.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at him, because if he's gonna pull me away, I'm gonna have to follow.
He's moving his branches.
Oakie has been waving his branches at everyone, but they've had their heads down a hole. And if he gets their attention, he's gonna kind of softly tug on the rope from Miribaldo and try to pull him closer.
Just start walking away.
Yeah, well, Miribaldo will approach Oakie. He's tied to him, he has to. He's not gonna go down the hole without a rope and an Oakie.
Yeah, Oakie stays rooted, but as Miribaldo approaches, he beckons Miribaldo up close.
Yeah, what is it, big guy?
He reaches up and caresses your eyes, and then points his branches down in the hole and holds up the rope and kind of unroots and walks closer to the edge, points at Miribaldo and then points down in the hole as Oakie shakes the rope and then grips it tighter.
This is a terrible idea. I'm not doing it.
Oh, that's the kind of thing I want. I want to go down there to see what's down there. If you're gonna help me, we can do that, but the others need some convincing. So there are 2 against and 2 for. How I'm gonna do that?
I am just gonna enjoy some wet grass. It's best when it's wet. I don't think y'all should go down there. I am not being hauled down there by no rope or nothing. I don't think it's a good idea that you go by yourself or with anyone else or at all.
You know,
Agreed.
let's be adventurous and make the coin toss decide.
We're not
We're
here for
already
adventure.
adventurous being out here. What do we need to be more adventurous for?
We have a job to do, and we're not doing it.
Exactly. I didn't say go explore a magic hole in the earth.
But the magic hole could help us deal with whatever happened.
But help us die.
It could help other things die. If we utilize it properly.
We could kick people down there later if we find them. But
Oakie goes about a couple meters away from the edge of the hole and roots in hard and tosses the rope over what's left of it. He doesn't do anything with Miribaldo if he's still attached, but throws the rest of the rope and kind of twists around and kind of gives like a punched look like, and?
Uh-oh.
Did he throw his end of the rope that he's tied to down there, or just the?
No,
Just the loose loop between us both.
Oh,
He still has it tied to his trunk.
Well, if the big tree wants me to go down there, I'm not going to deny him.
Who's your next of kin?
So, Miribaldo, you're going to make the trip down into the sinkhole.
Yes.
Okay. You guys up top are just going to wait around?
Zeelan looks over at Poro and says, "How are the humans still alive at this point?"
I mean, I told you we should have brought Bondo with us. That was my. But no, not the human. And he let's go jump down there. That rope isn't gonna hold me.
Yeah, I'm not jumping down. I'm carefully climbing down using the rope.
Okay.
Oakie slams his branches against his trunk in frustration, goes up to Miribaldo's waistline, grabs the rope, gives a little tug to show how tight it is, and starts kind of like nudging him towards the edge.
Should I play him a sad song as he gets lowered to his death?
Probably.
Yeah, Miribaldo is gently being pushed over the edge, but he's going to try to do it carefully. He's not going to fall. He's going to hold onto the rope and just lower himself against the edge.
Okay. So, as you just kind of slide down and just test it. You edge your way over the edge of the sinkhole. And the dirt in the side of the sinkhole is rather soft. It's not hard earth. So you stick your feet against it and begin to slowly rappel down the side of the sinkhole. And as you descend lower, you can feel the coolness from the air underneath the earth. You get almost to the end of, and as you're getting lower and lower, you can see this mound, but you don't quite make it. You're probably maybe 5 feet above this before it actually pulls taut, and you have no more room to go. In order to get down, you're just going to have to make the small jump and untie it from around your waist.
But it's dark down there, right?
It is dark, and as I said, cooler. But one thing that you are noticing is that it feels like the air is coming from all directions.
So there is a movement of the air, like a breeze or torrent of sorts.
Yeah, it's not a breeze, just cooler air. But at the place where you're at, because you're only, just like I said, you're only like 5 feet away from this mound, and you can get a sense that there's more, because as you get down lower, you can see darkness, not dirt, around you.
First, I'm gonna try and touch the wall that I'm kind of against it, to see if it's still a dirt or it has a other texture to it.
The dirt, you say? You're trying to...
Oh, well, I'm against the wall there right now, right? Hanging. Kinda.
Barely.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Make sure that I'm still next to a dirt wall rather than something else.
Okay, so you're like I said, you're just touching it because it stops. Well, actually, the rest of the 5 feet down, it's open. There is no dirt wall.
Also, there is like I'm not gonna say cave, but kind of a thing. It's just...
Yeah, you're sensing that it's
and there is something below.
Yeah, you're sensing that. I mean, it's not just the wall goes all the way down. It's that the wall stops, and then there's an open, dark area in between you and this small mound, and it is about 360 degrees that you can tell.
I'm gonna sit down, snack on a little bit of the food I got earlier, and listen for screams.
I'm gonna hang for about like 30 seconds, trying to make out as much detail as I can, but I will not jump. I'll actually pull for the rope to indicate Oakie that I need to be hoisted up.
Okay. So you know that the area is open. That's all that you know, and it's just darkness. It's really dark down there. You can't see anything beyond just the light filtering in from the top. You can't see anything past beyond the wall of the sinkhole because it's just darkness there. Oakie, you feel a tug from down below.
I guess that's a signal, so it doesn't feel like I have a fish on, so I'll slowly try to pull him up.
Miribaldo, you can feel yourself being hoisted up, and you use the momentum to climb back up the wall. And it's just in a few moments that you reach over the edge of the sinkhole and are back up on land, or grass, actually.
Yeah, I don't see in the dark very well, and there is more to it. I don't think we have time to explore the entire thing. But we should mark it on the, I don't know, take a landmarks and maybe come back later. It's a good place to explore for other stuff, but it will gonna take an entire expedition.
So it took you going down the hall to agree. Uh-huh.
What?
So it took you going down the hole to agree.
Well, I didn't know how big the place down there is until I came down the hole. If it was just a small mound, then we don't need an expedition worth of several days and people to go down there and explore it. Now I know that there is something to explore. Now I can organize an expedition here. There is a reason for it now. But not right now. It's for the later. We just need to make... Do we have a map?
No, you don't have a map. You don't even have any. The only one that has anything to actually draw with is Oakie, and he normally does that with his branches. He knows how to draw.
I'll try to remember as many
details as you can.
Details as you can of the spot so that I can find it later.
All right.
Oakie trundles off to the
landmarks and stuff.
Oakie trundles off to the edge of the clearing, finds if he can, tries to find like about an 8 to 10 foot long dead branch, plus a couple of rocks, if he can, and wants to bring them back.
Okay. That would be no problem. How big are these rocks that he's trying to bring to the edge of the hole? Just
like 2 or 3 grapefruit to bowling ball size.
Okay. So there's not any. Okay, so you guys see this. You know, Oakie goes to the edge. He gets these long branches, and then he also grabs a couple of these rocks, and kind of puzzling in terms of what he's doing. So when you get back to the hole, what does Oakie do? He
thrusts since the ground's soft and he's fairly strong, he thrusts you see him pull out a dagger. He sharpens the thicker end of the branch, the snapped off part, and then thrusts the sharp end of the thicker end of the branch into the ground, hopefully about half a meter, and piles rocks around it, steps back, takes about 3 or 5 branches, and gives the old universal "There, you happy?" sign with his branches, and then tucks his dagger up into his branches, grabs his rope, rubs it into the dew in the grass to clean it off, rolls it up, hangs it over a branch, and starts trundling off to the edge of the woods.
As if the hole in the ground wasn't a good enough sign.
Right. Let's move on.
Disappear as suddenly as it appeared.
I follow Oakie out of the... I'm just going.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am. Me too.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, after that rather odd but interesting experience with the sinkhole, you guys continue on with no incident for the rest of the day. And as it gets darker, you guys get some sleep to wake up the next day. Now, you guys have traveled quite a while, quite a ways now. You're probably about 1 hex away from New Haven, so right about there. And you continue onward through the forest. This your 3rd day. Today you wake up to some more skies that started off as a clear day and clear skies, but then became dark and overcast again, but not as yesterday, not with dark purple and crimson, but just more of the light gray and dark gray overcast that is normal to see. But any signs of the sun is skewered and obscured. A gloom falls as the temperature drops slightly than what it was the previous day. And the wind, well, it's not really blowing. And so that by itself is fortunate. You see clearly to continue on in the morning. And you travel for some time and you begin to notice that the ground cover becomes more entangling, even for you, Oakie. It begins to slow you down. The ground itself is thick with tall plants, stringy, some very viney. And even as you try to look for a way around it, you could see that it just goes across this whole massive area that seems to be overgrown with these plants and vines and branches. I'm going to have you guys make some dexterity checks. The difficulty will be average.
Do Oakie and I get a column shift? Because we're so tall?
I think that helps the legs, though.
Yeah, being tall doesn't help you. Your nimbleness will help you.
Okay. So would that just give me a column shift then?
Yep, it'll give you an extra
Okay.
column shift. Ah, you got one more. Okay, well, go ahead, just make your rule. All right, so you travel for an hour, and it's a hot mess. Trying to get through this stuff, you fall, you hit yourself many times. Even you, Oakie, fall, and some of your branches get broken off. It's just small ones, really. All of you, everybody takes a point of damage during this time. Falling, scrapes, cuts, very annoying, and it's slowing you down on top of that. You keep pushing on and continue, but again, it's difficult to get through. So everybody go and make one more dexterity check for me. Ah, Miribaldo, Poro, little Oakie. But this time, Miribaldo and Oakie begin to get some semblance of how to navigate through all of this viney foliage. But it's nothing but frustration for Poro and Zeelan. So both of you guys take another 4 points of damage of cuts and bruises and scrapes and falling until you get to the edge of this massive viney area and finally get out of it. But it has slowed you down. So you guys only make it in half the distance that you could have made it. But you finally get out of it, and so are able to move on. It's evening time by the time you guys reach an area, and it's dusk, and you see a trail. And you haven't seen a trail for several days, actually since the first day that you started on this. And it is a welcome sight. So much so that you move much faster, seem to make up the time that was lost moving through that bramble for hours. But now at this time, it's dark. And time, once again, to settle in. It's been a trudge so far, and there's been no signs of the caravan. And you're not sure of how close to Rickman that you'll have to get before you see any signs. But keeping your eyes peeled, you do so and get another good night's rest. Today it is mild. You make your way through the forest in the morning. It's not as wet. There's no brambles anymore, even though there are some tall plants growing up, but they're not barring your way as the others. And in the late morning, as you're making your way through the forest, you see what appears to be a bipedal creature traveling across your path. Now, this creature's far enough away, they don't seem to notice. They're humanoid, and your presence is oblivious to them. They have a device that they're carrying, resting on their shoulder, and they use it every now and again to prod in front of them.
They're looking for holes.
Oakie goes stock still. He pretends he's a tree.
I'm going to use my vision to try to see if I can see any marks or anything.
On the creature?
Yeah, on the creature.
Okay. How about you, Poro?
I'm gonna see if there's anybody else around.
Gotcha. Are you going to be using your hearing for that, or are you going to be using your sight?
My sight.
Okay. And
Or can I actually, because it's daytime?
Ooh, you can still use it. It's just going to be at a disadvantage.
So would that be a column shift the other way?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do
mind.
that then.
Alrighty, let's go with first Zeelan. So you're using your heightened vision to see, and am I assuming right? Then you're trying to see if he has some kind of tattoo on him?
Yeah, he managed that to a marking that would suggest who he's with or from.
Okay. Go ahead and make your heightened vision roll. Oh! There it is! There it is! There it is! There it is! Woo!
That happened at some point, I suppose.
Okay. Well, you're looking, and as you're looking at the creature as a whole, you can see that on his whole body, his tail, his face, most of his body is covered up. But from what you can see, even on his clothes and looking around, you don't see the same thing that you saw in the coyotes. Actually, there doesn't seem to be any kind of marking or anything on him. But you see that the clothes that it wears are relatively unscathed. No scuffs or anything like that. In pretty good condition. Now, the other thing that's on top of its head, you just see that it has wide eyes, and that's about it. Reptilian, actually. And you can still see that this thing that it's using in front of it, it's just prodding in front of itself. And it still seems to be totally oblivious to you guys being there at all. You, Poro, as you are looking around, see, go ahead and make your roll. So you can see the trees and the thickness of the trees, but you don't see anyone else around. No movement, no one at least bipedal in nature, and nothing that's at least as big as this creature. Seems to be alone.
He said, Zeelan quietly goes, I don't think he's too much of a threat. He doesn't seem like he's a traveler or a scout of any sort. His clothes are far too nice for that.
I don't see anyone else around. But, I don't know. You never can be too cautious with strangers.
Certainly, but he might know more about the caravan.
You can see him.
We should.
You see him kneel down to the ground, just kind of like on his haunches, and just he's still poking that thing in front of him, and then he puts it on his shoulder and begins to just move things around with his hand in front of him. Still doesn't look to see you.
I think we should speak to him.
I'll let them know we're coming over. As I pull out my trombone.
Please don't. No, absolutely not.
You never let me have fun.
No. Walk from in front of him so he can see you. I'm gonna make sure to get in front of his path before I start approaching.
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to kind of skirt your way around him because his back is to you guys right now. But you just want to kind of move to the side so he just kind of, you know,
the side
sees you coming. Gotcha.
Yeah, the side is fine.
Okay, so you see it that he gets back up, stands back up, kind of stretches his legs a bit. You can see him rest that device on his shoulders, and as you are moving around to the side, he looks at you and nothing is said at first. Then he sees the big reindeer
carrying a trombone.
And he pauses for a minute, takes a slow step back. You are not with them. You are on your own. Isn't that right?
What's that?
And he looks at
Hey,
you.
you're talking to me, lad.
Why do you always yell?
I guess I'm not close to him.
He looks and goes,
No. What would you do out here by yourselves?
Foraging for berries.
Foraging. Yes. I do the same.
and you can see his face. There's almost a bit of what looks like a grin, though you can't tell his mouth is so wide.
What brings you here to this forest?
We're eventually making our way to the next city.
To the next city. You go to Richmond?
That's the plan.
Why?
To look for other adventures.
Go ahead and make a charisma check for me, please.
Oh God.
Miribaldo is kind of standing next to Oakie, just watches them talk from a distance.
Give me a second.
You don't question us, lad, but what are you doing here? All by yourself.
Me? Well, I am here. Wait.
Make a roll for me. Ooh. Make a roll for me, Poro. Charisma, please.
What am I charisma? Oh. That's gonna go well. I'm about as charismatic as a tree.
Or a deer. Maybe a deer in headlights.
He stands for a moment, and then he takes his device and swings it over his shoulder, and you see there's a little bit of a bounce, and he goes over to you.
Me, I am with my company. You, this must be your company.
And he comes up to you, and he gives a little bow. He goes,
I am Golan.
Nice to meet
and
you.
my Sleeth brothers, we are nearby in a camp. What is it that you seek? You say more adventure.
and he looks at and points to you, Zeelan.
Right?
Adventurers, not adventure.
Oh, but I thought you sought more adventure. If you do, then you must be careful.
And he leans in as he says that and just kind of looks to the side a little bit.
But I see you have good companions with you.
And he turns and he looks at Poro.
I is lucky to have someone as good looking as I am.
You can see the sleeve. He just goes.
You are very humorous.
What would I use to read his intentions? Was that be more intelligence or charisma?
To read his probably charisma, just to kind of sense what that is. I would say charisma. Kind of use charisma like insight in the One Ring. But so far, what he is giving off is he's being very friendly.
I just want to see if there's anything deceitful in his statements is all. We'll see what happens.
From all that you can tell, he's being genuine. So he walks up even closer, just in your midst, and says,
You must be careful. Very careful here.
Oh, you say that, lad.
You see,
and he looks to the sides again before turning to you.
They lurk around. Some say the city is nearby. Their place. Me and my company. We had to fight them, rout them, and we did.
I'm going to pull out the tattoo and show it to him. These?
He nods his head furiously.
Yes, them. There are many more. It has been said that they have set themselves and built their own city. Small it may be, but many have come to join them.
You said you have a camp around here?
Yes, me and my brothers. We are far that way.
And he points north.
It will take me the rest of the day to get there. You are welcome to accompany me if you so choose.
Why are you down so far south then, lad?
Things have become sparse, scarce in our area. So, me and my Sleeth brothers, we have separated to see what we could find to bring back to our camp. You say you go towards the city?
Aye.
It will take you some days, unless you go to New Haven. And it should only take you a couple of days.
Note the others. It might not be the worst choice.
Aye, it wouldn't be, unless he's done scavenging for us and wants to stick me on a spike and eat me.
He just laughs.
Miribaldo will actually finally make a step closer and join the conversation at this point.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the person. I forgot. Was it
Golan.
Golan, yeah. So Golan, you mentioned your company. Does your company have a name of any sort?
No name. It's just me and my Sleeth brothers. Though there are 20 or more of us.
What did they look like, the ones you fought?
They were all animals. Or there were some trees as well. Yes. But from what we know...
He turns again, side to side. And he looks at you, Miribaldo.
They hate your kind.
And then he looks at you too, Zeelan.
Yeah, I am aware of their dispositions towards my kind. Which is why you may understand why we are so a bit guarded about our disposition and reason and willingness to work together, so to speak. But here's the thing. You say you have a camp south of here, right?
Yes, that way. Would you like to go to my camp? It is maybe a half a day's journey, and it is close to me in my time to be back.
It might almost be safer than traveling around in woods where being hunted.
Aye, and if, common problems might be able to work something out.
Yeah, here's the proposal. My proposal.
Aye, but if it's scarce up there, I'm gonna have to have some scram before we on our way.
We can escort you back to your camp to ensure that our group is large enough not to be attacked or ambushed. In exchange, I would request a safe haven for the night and a passage and some information about the region, what you've seen so far in the recent days, heard about things, not just you specifically, bro, from your camp.
You want to be able to stay with us, you say?
Well, if it's a half-a-day journey, well, it's gonna be dark. You would need to have a place to sleep.
Go ahead and make a charisma roll for me.
And I have a negotiation.
Say what?
Which add my negotiation talent.
Oh, yes, sir.
Add it to your account.
All right. So in this case, it's one column shift, right?
It says I add my rank to charisma checks.
Okay, and there is a pause in his body language. He says,
I would, if it was up to me, take you with me. You could travel with me if I were alone. But, alas, I am not sure that my brothers would be...
And he kind of looks up.
What's word can I say here? Very happy that you would be with us after this attack, especially with this one.
And he points to Poro.
Being so big.
Aye, but I would be happy to play them some music and calm their nerves.
And to add to the sweeten the deal to... Sorry, Poro.
No, it's alright. Go ahead, Larry.
We have a common enemy. The Ramhead's people, as you mentioned, really don't like me and my kind. And yet these fine gentlemen, I guess, are traveling with me and don't cause me any harm. Therefore, we can agree that we are not enemies. We don't mean harm, at least to those who do not mean harm to us.
And I'll hold up the tattoo as well. We're not aligned with them.
Okay.
Fury would be dead.
Let's go with a fair difficulty charisma check.
From who?
Miribaldo, since he was talking.
Okay.
Okay, fair difficulty, what does it mean to me?
Green.
So, what column should I...
20, what is it, X?
Yeah, you would...
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't even have an X on there, do I? I didn't think you guys would go up that high. Good googly moogly. I only go up to 20...
What?
21.
What's your charisma?
His charisma is 16, but he's using... This is a negotiation.
Oh, yeah.
As a negotiation skill. Plus, he has a modifier to his charisma. So now he's... What are you, 20... 23?
22. 22.
All right. He said,
Wells, I guess there would be no harm in trying. But I will tell you, Mikhail will be harder to convince. But you may come with me if you so feel like it.
And he...
Who's Mikhail?
Mikhail, he is our leader.
Then he looks at,
Yeah, sorry. Continue.
he just looks at you and goes,
Come. Maybe he is in a good mood today. You can come too.
and he points to Poro.
And you too.
He says to Zeelan. And he begins to walk
Could
north.
my other friend come as well, if you don't mind, laddie?
Probably wasn't.
And he turns around and he looks at you. He goes,
Your other friends.
No, just one. Just one, laddie.
Oh. Which friend? You must go back.
Oh no, he's right over there. And I kind of gesture towards. He's the one quivering in his leaves off his branches over there.
and he goes and he looks, and you can see his, the crook of his nose begins to wrinkle, and he's like,
Wait. There is a tree with you?
and he looks, and he's looking at, because there's trees everywhere, so he's looking at several of the trees, and he goes,
I'm gesturing right towards Oakie.
and you can
He's
see
trying to shy around new people.
This might be a problem. You see, when we fought them, it was Mikhail who were hit by one like this one.
and he's kind of looking at Oakie because he's so still. He's going,
Are you sure this is your friend?
Well, it's either this one or the one next to it.
I double checked to make sure I pointed to the right one.
Has Oakie heard this?
oh, you've heard everything that's, he's heard everything that's gone down.
At this point, Oakie quick uproots and runs forward, rushes the whole group.
Oh, God. Well, we're not going anywhere now.
And you could see that so the Sleeth, he was kind of inquisitively looking back and forth and just inquisitively looking at you, trying to see if actually it was, you were moving. And then once you jump up, you can see Golan, he jumps back and he goes,
He is one of them.
and you can see that this device that he has on his shoulder, he takes and he points it at Oakie as Oakie runs towards him. Yep, that's the way I like to end it. That's the way I like to end it. And that is really the end. I mean, there was like a little bit more left, but I was like, I might as well end it right here, right? So, question of the vid. If you've made it this far, well, congratulations and thank you very much. Question of the vid is this. What do you think is down in that sinkhole? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to get your speculation. Now, for those of you who like to get certain chunks and can't watch the whole video at once, then what I would suggest is going to the YouTube video itself and click on the save icon. And that way you can just go and return to this instead of trying to look for the video again. Just click on that save button, go to your personal YouTube, then you can go to your save and just look at it whenever you want to. That kind of solves the problem of, well, I can't watch a whole video, right now, or then you can watch a little bit of it, pause, come back to it,
and you won't have to search all over the place. You just have to go to your own YouTube page. That's going to do it for me, folks. That is it. Coming at you next week with some new stuff, a lot of new stuff, God willing, and also our Tuesday video, which is going to be the first video of the month. And you know what that means? Oh, we're going to end that series on It's About the Story, quality number 8 for the RPG Elite philosophy. So, like I said, God willing, lots of work and a lot of other stuff and some special stuff that I have going on as well. So until then, folks, a brother is going to...
So exit, stage left.
So if you like what you've seen here, you know what you need to do. You need to click that subscribe button, or you need to hit the like button, or you need to do both. I'm giving you options here, okay? I'm giving you options. Let me slide out of here, y'all. Peace. 5,000 leets. A brother is outie.